Now, Larry, I told you not to come around no more. If we want you to come over, we'll call your mother, and then you can come over. All right, Grandpa. Do any of you recognize that? It was really bad, I know. That guy, what was his name? It was Wildman Fisher died this past week. And I don't know if you ever were fans of Dr. Demento. And apparently Wildman Fisher was also friends with Frank Zappa there for a while. I read it in his obituary. And Frank Zappa helped promote Wildman Fisher. And but their friendship fell apart when Wildman Fisher threw like a bottle or something at Moon Unit's head. Nearly missed her head. He threw a bottle, and after that Frank Zappa said, "Man, get the hell out of here." Do you remember his other song? Let's do the taster when our love was so great. Yeah. When all the things that were good were just as good as the rest. When all the things that were best were just as good as the rest. I knew a doctor, just a one certain doctor, who went around putting things in everyone's octors. It's pretty stupid. I even screwed that song up. All right, time to don the fez. Look right without my haircut. Greetings, fellow citizens. This is Citizen Kong, and welcome to another Fez Night. Tonight's Fez Night should be called The Fezzing. This is going to be a really short Fez Night. I know sometimes I say that, and it turns out not to be. It might be the case again, I don't know. But I want to say thanks to Sunny Jim. Whoops. Thank you, Sunny Jim, for that Citizen Kong video you made. And I noticed that some Spoil Sports gave it some thumbs down. And you know who you are. You're evil, 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 bitter old people. Or old person, or both. You're both old ladies. And we know one only dresses like an old lady. To thumb down that video. Just awful. Terrible, terrible people. I want to say hi to Clevo. Now, Clevo reacted so strongly to the title of last week's Fez Night that he came out of his coma. Clevo, I hope you didn't slip back into your coma. Yeah, that was intended. That was intended to jar your senses back to awaken you. Say back to reality? I don't know. And and then on another video I saw, Oink, or once called Oinky Dag or Zoink, and George are quitting marijuana because they're not happy with the quality that they're getting now. They claim that that when they used to smoke weed, that one joint would get 5 people high. I don't know. I don't know where that's what the deal is with that, but what somewhere out there, people can grow almost any kind of strain of weed. I mean, there's all these new strains that didn't exist before. So I think somewhere out there, there's bound to be weed that will make you feel like you used to feel. But the fact that you don't think it's stronger, no, it's definitely stronger. Way stronger. At least what I've seen. Because I can remember, man, we used to sit there and do bong load after bong load of that $10 lid stuff from Mexico. We used to call it 4-finger lid. Man, we used to just smoke our brains out to get a buzz. That's not the case with this other stuff. I think it's very interesting you should say that. Or what the heck are you guys getting down there in Aussie land, eh? Once again, I'm apologizing for not commenting or not responding to all the comments on the recent videos. Let's see, I did a video on sexting, and I did a video about who doesn't like Gaddafi. And shout out to Napalm Blue. We're the adversary in the debate or discussion sort of thing. Not everyone out there can do that. I mean, some people just are just too idiotic, too out there, too fringe, too much of a crackpot for me even to deal with or talk to. I mean, we don't even believe in the same fundamental truths, you know. Well, actually, the truth is the truth, but well, anyway. I don't know how to take that any further. I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't going to do a Fez night. I really wasn't. I'm not in the mood at all. But I thought at least I would just pop in and say hello. And oh, you know, I'm seriously thinking of hosting a blog TV. So if anybody has any thoughts on that, let me know. If I do a blog TV, will anybody show up? At least the people that like me. According to my haters, absolutely nobody likes me out there. Nobody. I'm such an awful person. Why do they say that? I know that's not true. I mean, I am an awful person, but not everybody hates me. Oh. No, I gotta say one thing. Now, I was talking about Napalm Blue is a worthy adversary, but some people are just so far out there, like they're going to say something like, the reason why creationism should be taught in schools with equal time, you know, taught as a science class, is that it's a freedom of speech issue. Now, how do I even begin to address something like that? That's not even worth my time having an argument over that. It's just ridiculous. So I won't even address that. I mean, if somebody doesn't think that's obvious, maybe I'll make another video. But I think anybody that knows what's going on knows that the idea of teaching creationism in school, not as a religious class, or not as like an alternative thinking class. I mean, at some universities, they offer like a counterpoint, counterpoint, you know. But that's in the areas of theology and philosophy, you know, places where there's still room for discussion. They're just a discussion of ideas. You know, it's not based on hard science. It's not based on empirical evidence. You know, you can argue whether there's a God or there's not a God, but nobody's ever going to be able to say, oh, well, here's your proof, you know, one way or the other. So that's why creationism doesn't belong being taught along science. And a freedom of speech issue, please. All right. Well, is that all? Is that all I have to talk about? I guess there's some new movies coming out. Oh, well, one thing I want to talk about, a movie that I was very, very impressed with this past week. I've been watching a lot of Netflix streaming there. But I've gone back to watching, for some reason though, like, I enjoy, like, watching TV shows on Hulu. And I love the idea of, like, getting a whole season of one show and then just watching one show after another. And, embarrassingly so, I've been watching the first season of The Seeker, which I get a kick out of those, like, sword and sorcerer things, you know. I do. I bought a book on how to make chainmail once. And I thought it'd be a cool metalworking project to make chainmail. But man, I don't think so. It's too repetitive, you know? You end up having to make like thousands and thousands of these rings. And you look up these patterns and you have to know how to connect them in certain ways to make a sleeve, you know, to make the basic tunic. I mean, to make the chain link poncho would probably be fairly, but tedious, but probably straightforward as far as putting it all together. But I like those sword and sorcerer things. I like the, what can I say? Yeah, kind of cheesy. Like the Merlin series. Even though they really screw up the storyline. Oh, they screw it up so bad. You know, all these characters are all like, you know, like King Arthur is like a rich prince, spoiled prince, where young King Arthur wasn't that at all. And other things, like Morgan kind of starts out as this, you know, friendly to the court. I don't know if that Lady Guinevere is a servant girl. It's all messed up. But after a while, I started watching it. I started getting into it. But the movie that I saw that I was really impressed with is a movie called Brick. And I'm sorry I don't know the names of the actors and actresses in the movie, but if any of you are fans of Third Rock from the Sun, that had John Lithgow, I can remember John Lithgow, I can remember his name, and also the woman that was on Saturday Night Live, Jane Curtin. On Third Rock from the Sun, which is a really good sitcom, you know, about these aliens living amongst humans. The man that played the young actor, you know, that played the boy on the show. He is the star of this movie Brick, and I know when this movie came out a long time ago, I was, you know, years ago, I was interested in watching it, but I never got around to it. And finally, I watched it. And man, I wish I would have seen this movie sooner. It was like so cool. It's like if you're a fan of film noir, you know, the hard-boiled detective, you know, working on a case, and the dame, you know, and the dame that he's falling in love with, and then this dame and that dame and this guy, this goon and the muscle and the kingpin. It's all there in Brick. Except it takes place in high school, which is very, very cool. There's this kid. He's a young man. He's in high school, but he's going to solve this crime. He's going to get to the bottom of it. And it just turns into this very, to be honest, most of the time I couldn't understand what the hell was going on. And the writing was really good because he spoke in this weird kind of like film noir, you know, detective kind of guy with all these like catchphrases and slang and lingo and stuff. I'm gonna watch it again, I think, pretty soon, in the next few days. I really was into that movie. It was really good. And if you are a fan, see, lately I've been watching a lot of these like coming of age movies, and you know, I don't know what I'm going through, some sort of nostalgic thing. Must have been me turning 50 or something. But I've always got a kick of those, even when I was in high school. Now that I'm older, I don't know why I'm getting into them, but this isn't a coming of age movie. You know, it's not one of those. I mean, there's murder and there's drugs and anyway, recommend it highly. Brick. All right, that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about. There's things I want to do. All right. Everybody have a great week, and thank you for watching The Fezzing. Cheers.